We've got a lot to break down on today's show. First of all, we have some news items to get to. First, Kenyon Green placed on IR, will not play this season. Looks like the injury he sustained against the Saints, a little bit more serious than people thought it was. But, yep, out for the year, Kenyon Green. Another blow, yet another blow to the Texans' offensive line. And with a corresponding move, the Texans today, GM Nick Caserio went out and traded for Kendrick Green. They went green for green. They traded for Steelers inside offensive lineman Kendrick Green, gave up a 2025 sixth-round pick. So not this year. The year after that, a sixth-round pick. Green, I believe the Steelers were going to cut him. He was not in their plans for offensive line whatsoever. And the sad part is he might start for your Houston Texans here. I guess it's okay, but let me know what you think down in the comment section. Who do you think won the trade? I mean, the Steelers give away a guy who they, like 50-50 were going to cut. The Texans only give up a sixth-round pick, not this year, but next year. Who do you think won this trade? HOU for Houston, PIT for the Steelers. Let me know down in the comment section. Now we have the Houston Texans updated depth charts after roster cut deadline day. We have our official depth charts for the Houston Texans. Now, just to be clear, there will be a waiver period tomorrow, so the Texans could add to their roster. They still could release some of the guys that make this final 53-man roster. So stay tuned tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you have your notifications turned on because there still could be some moves that the Texans make going forward before their regular season opener. So first off, quarterback depth chart, nothing changing here. CJ Stroud, QB1, Davis Mills, QB2, Case Keenum, QB3, just like we had thought all along. This is pretty, par for the course from what we've seen throughout training camp and preseason. Now, Texans running back room, the one surprise, they keep Ogunbowale as RB4. I really thought they were only going to rock with three running backs, Andrew Beck at the fullback spot. But you have Dameon Pierce, Devin Singletary, Mike Boone, who impressed me a ton. But then they have Dare Ogunbowale on the roster. And this is surprising on multiple accounts that they keep four running backs because, honestly, little teaser, they're only keeping 8 offensive linemen as of right now. That's why I think they're not done adding names. I think that they're going to end up, making some more moves, adding some more pieces to this roster. But Dare Ogunbowale on the initial Texans 53-man roster at the running back spot and somewhat of a special teams ace for this squad. Now going to the wide receiver room. This is what I thought it was going to be all along. Steven Sims, as I said, kind of the odd man out. Nico Collins, Robert Woods, Noah Brown, your starting three. And then underneath, you have Tank Dell, John Mechie, and Xavier Hutchinson. Pretty par for the course, once again, for what we've seen all preseason and training camp. I feel pretty confident with this wide receiver room, which I didn't think I'd be saying this 3 months ago. But I like what the Texans have at wide receiver. And as I mentioned, still some more moves to be made. I don't think the Texans are done adding to this roster. I don't think they're done tweaking this roster. So make sure you go down, subscribe to get daily Texans news and rumors all year long. We're bringing you Texans coverage 24/7. So you don't want to miss out. You don't want to be that guy at the water cooler who has no idea what's going on with your Houston Texans because you didn't subscribe to Texans Today. Go down and hit that sub button. It's completely free. And you get Texans news and rumors all year long. Now, the Texans tight end room. I didn't think that they were going to keep Brevin Jordan. He hasn't played all year or all training camp. He was been injured for a while. He takes the tight end 3 spot behind Tegan Quatoriano and Dalton Schultz. I feel good about Schultz. I feel good with him as the tight end 1. Tegan, been up and down this training camp, been hurt as well. But Brevin Jordan, even though I thought he was going to possibly make the roster, he didn't make my final 53-man roster. I didn't know if the Texans felt comfortable putting him on it. But obviously, I feel good with Brevin Jordan. He's the tight end 3 for this team, and we'll have to see how that goes for this squad. And now, the room I'm most concerned about now. And it sucks because I really was the most confident in this room going into training camp. It's the offensive line depth chart. Tytus Howard still battling that hand injury. Shaq Mason at right guard. I feel good with that. Juice Scruggs, he's not 100%. Texans traded for Kendrick Green. I guess he's going to start at left guard, if either him or Jarrett Patterson. And then Laramie Tunsil at left tackle. You have Jones, who you traded for from the Cardinals. George Fant, who signed, who might start week 1 in place of Tytus Howard. You only have 8 guys on the offensive line. I do not know how to feel about this offensive line. It's really got me worried, especially with the rookie quarterback in C.J. Stroud. What do you think, though? Are you hitting the panic button on this offensive line? I mean, I'm worried. Obviously, you have Laramie Tunsil, so you feel good about the left tackle. I feel good about right guard Shaq Mason. Besides that, I don't know how to feel. Because Tytus Howard, coming off an injury. Juice Scruggs, he's a rookie, and he's dealing with a little bit of injury his own. And left guard is the biggest question mark on this team right now. I don't know. I don't know. What do you say, though? Are you hitting the panic button right now with the Texans offensive line? Give me a yes or no in the comment section. All right, now to something a little bit better than that is the Texans defensive line depth chart. And they went ahead and released Roy Lopez, somebody who I thought might have made the team, but he had some injury issues. Derek Rivers made the squad, somebody who really showed out in that last preseason game. He's going to be rotating in at a defensive end spot. You have Will Anderson, Jonathan Grenard, Jerry Hughes, Dylan Horton, the rookie out of TCU. And then you got the 4 defensive tackles, Sheldon Rankins, Malik Collins, who Sheldon Rankins has looked fantastic so far in training camp. He has really showed out. Great addition for the Texans. And then Hassan Ridgeway and Kurt Henish are your backup defensive tackles. Now, going to the linebacking room, they keep 6 linebackers, which I really thought they were only going to keep 5, but they went ahead and kept 6. Christian Harris, Denzel Perryman, Blake Cashman, the starters, I knew that they were going to keep them. Jake Hansen, I had a feeling like they were going to keep Hansen, that they really liked him this training camp. Henry To'oTo'o, the rookie out of Alabama, I knew they were going to keep him. Not out of Alabama, thank you, Producer Coop. I knew they were going to keep him because, a somewhat mid to high round pick. They weren't going to give up on that young man just yet. But the surprise to me here, Neville Hewitt. He played decently in the preseason. He's going to be a key contributor on special teams, but I really did not see this coming. I didn't see him making the final 53-man roster, but the Texans roll with 6 linebackers. Neville Hewitt, one of them. For the cornerback room, they have 5 right now. And the biggest question mark, the biggest thing I don't know what's going to happen is with the nickel, the slot corner position. I'm not sure who's starting in the slot. You have Derek Stingley. You have Steven Nelson. They're going to be your 2 outside guys. But then you have Kadar Holman, Tavier Thomas, Shaquille Griffin. I mean, I put Shaquille Griffin in there to start, but I know they like Kadar Holman. He's been working his tail off for this team. Tavier Thomas, he's okay. He got burned a couple times in the preseason, so he's a back into the roster guy, special teams guy as well, but only 5 corners. I wonder if they take one of these safeties that I'm going to show you here in the next slide and play them at the slot. I'm not sure. Biggest surprise to me, Desmond King being released. I had him slotted in as the starting nickel. They release him, save almost $2 million, but now it kind of leaves the slot open, no pun intended, in the slot. So who do you think is going to start at that slot corner? Give me a name down in the comments section. As we go on to the Texans safety depth chart, Jimmy Ward, Jalen Petrie, no surprises there. MJ Stewart, Eric Murray, and Grayland. Those are going to be your 3 backups. And like I said, I wonder if Stewart, Murray, or Grayland, if they're going to, go into that slot position in nickel and dime packages. We'll have to see. But I'm really confident with the first 2 guys, Jimmy Ward, Jalen Petrie, as long as they stay healthy. I really still to this day, I truly believe they will be a top 3 unit in this league, a top 3 safety duo if they stay healthy this season. And then special teams, Kaimi Fairbairn, Cameron Johnston, John Weeks. Nothing changing there. And then Tank Dell, I have him slotted in as the kick returner, punt returner, just because that's fun. I want to see Tank Dell. I want to see that man taking punts back. I want to see him getting some opportunities on kick return. Even though Agumbawale might, come in for a kick return here and there, I want to see Tank Dell, and I want to see what he can do. That's going to be it for today's video. A lot of news, a lot of notes to break down. Obviously, a long day with roster cut down day being today. So make sure you follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Chugs. I'm going to be giving you the latest updates, everything that's going around the Houston Texans. I'll keep you up to date. So go down, follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Chugs for the latest Texans news and rumors. Until tomorrow, hope y'all have a great day.